Welcome, viewers. Tonight's journey is unlike anything you've heard before. It is a story that has crossed centuries, whispered through ruins, and traveled silently across oceans of time. The story of an object that refuses to be forgotten. Some say it is cursed. Some say it is a passage. Others believe it is a test. This is the story of the Whispering Key, the key to a door you cannot see. I am your narrator, and for the next half hour, you and I will travel together, through time, through shadows, into places where history blurs with myth. Stay close, because once we start this story, you may hear whispers too. It begins in 1823, in the crumbling remains of a monastery on Murano Island near Venice. The monastery had been abandoned for decades. The city wanted it demolished. And as workers tore through stone and timber, one man uncovered something strange. A key. Small, rusted, but heavy for its size. The teeth were unlike any he had seen. Twisted, almost serpentine. And the handle? Shaped like an open mouth. That night, when he placed the key in his pocket, he swore he heard a voice calling his name. Soft at first, like a breath. Then louder, as if someone stood right beside him. By morning, he was pale. He told his fellow workers, "Do not touch it. It speaks when the world is quiet." They laughed. Until another man, curious, pressed the key to his ear, and he dropped it instantly, eyes wide with terror. He said he had heard a child crying for help. Within days, workers refused to go near the rubble. The key was tossed aside, yet the next morning, it appeared again on the foreman's table. In 1847, Father Antonio, a priest from Venice, wrote in his diary, "I placed the key against the monastery wall. A shape appeared, a door of shadow. It did not belong to this world. I dared not enter, though it beckoned me." 2 weeks later, Father Antonio disappeared. His shoes were found neatly placed beside that same wall. No footprints, no struggle, nothing. Only silence. In 1871, during a visit to Venice, a British soldier on leave purchased the key from a local dealer. He was fascinated by strange objects. But this one was different. He wrote letters to his sister in London. In them, he described sleepless nights, shadows moving across his room, and whispers that grew into screams. One letter ended with these words, "I cannot tell if the door is outside my room or inside my head." That was his last letter. The soldier never returned to England. In 1892, a French collector named Elodie claimed the key. She was obsessed with cursed artifacts, but this one broke her. Her servants reported strange happenings, mirrors fogging over with handprints, locked doors swinging open at night, and Elodie speaking alone in her chamber. One evening, she screamed so loudly, the neighbors rushed inside. They found her on the floor, pointing at a blank wall. She kept saying, "Don't you see it? The door is open." Days later, she vanished. The key remained. By the 1960s, Venice police had opened a case file. Chiave Sussurrante. The Whispering Key. Reports linked it to 4 disappearances: a shopkeeper, a librarian, a sailor, and a child. The child's case was most chilling. He had drawn pictures of a black door with no handle, no hinges. His parents found him gone one morning, his bed cold, a whisper echoing through the house. The police sealed the key in a vault, but the file itself mysteriously vanished. In 2020, a young historian live-streamed her research. She claimed she had rediscovered the key. Thousands watched as she held it up. Viewers said they heard breathing in the stream. Not hers, not human. Then the video cut out. The historian was never seen again. Her apartment, locked from the inside, but the key was gone. What is the Whispering Key? Occult origin. Some believe monks forged it to open forbidden passages during rituals. Dimensional gateway. Paranormal researchers say it doesn't open physical locks, but hidden doors between worlds. Psychological phenomenon. Skeptics claim it causes auditory hallucinations, feeding on human fear. Collector's curse. Every person who keeps it eventually loses their sanity or their life. Even today, whispers remain. Tourists near Murano report voices in the wind. Fishermen say shadows walk along the lagoon at night. Locals warn children, do not follow the whispers. They lead to the door you cannot see. Why do keys frighten us? Not for what they are, but for what they hide. A locked door means mystery, but a door you cannot see means danger beyond comprehension. The whispering key, they say, unlocks the space between shadows. A corridor with no end. A place where whispers are all that remain. The whispering key has never been officially recovered. Some say it is lost to the sands of time, a forgotten artifact that no longer whispers in the dark. But there are others, those who cling to the belief that the key still exists in the world, hidden in plain sight, waiting for its next victim to claim it. It has slipped through the cracks of history, evading authorities, scholars, and even those who sought to understand its mysteries. Some say it resides in the heart of Venice, hidden in the shadow of its canals. Others believe it has crossed oceans, finding its way into the hands of the desperate and the curious, passing from one lost soul to the next like an ancient curse. But let us not delude ourselves with thoughts of the key being merely a relic of the past. It is more than that. It is a symbol of something greater, something far more profound than a mere object. You see, the whispering key is not just a key to a door. It is a key to the unknown. It is a bridge between worlds, between the seen and the unseen, between the tangible and the intangible. The stories surrounding it are not mere ghost stories. They are warnings, tests, and invitations to something far older and darker than we can comprehend. Let me ask you this. How many of you have ever stood before a door, wondering what lies beyond it? How many times have you felt that strange, unexplainable pull toward a place you cannot enter? We are all familiar with the sensation of standing on the threshold of something we cannot name, something we cannot fully grasp. The whispering key plays on that very instinct, drawing those who are susceptible to its call. There is a secret truth about the whispering key, one that has never been fully revealed. It is a truth hidden beneath layers of myth and speculation, buried so deep that few have ever dared to search for it. But I will tell you now, for those who are brave enough to listen, the key is not merely a tool for unlocking doors. It is a test of the mind, of the soul, of the very nature of human curiosity. Those who seek the key, those who feel its call, are not merely searching for answers. They are searching for something far more dangerous. They are searching for a way to transcend the limits of the human experience. The whispering key offers them that chance, but it comes at a price. Each time someone lays their hands on the key, they cross a line. They step into a realm that is not meant for human minds. The whispers they hear are not merely hallucinations. They are echoes from other realms, voices that have crossed over from worlds beyond our own. Each whisper is a piece of a larger puzzle, a riddle that, when solved, promises a gateway to something more. But here is the catch. Once the key is in your possession, you cannot turn back. The door it opens is not a door to another room or another place. It is a door to a part of yourself that you cannot control. It is a door to the unknown parts of your psyche, to your deepest fears and desires. When you open it, you risk losing yourself to whatever lies on the other side. Some have found that the key unlocks not just doors, but memories. Forgotten, repressed memories of things that never should have been remembered. Others have reported seeing flashes of other worlds, worlds where time does not follow the same rules, where the laws of nature are warped and distorted. Some claim to have seen visions of creatures, monstrous and alien, beckoning them to step through the door. They cannot be certain whether these creatures are real or if they are merely products of their own minds, distorted by the key's influence. What makes the whispering key so terrifying is that it doesn't just open doors to places, it opens doors to parts of ourselves. It doesn't unlock a path forward, it unlocks paths that lead inward into the heart of your own soul. And once those paths are open, there is no telling what might come through. Do you believe in the shadow self? The part of us that exists just beyond the reach of our conscious mind, a part of us that is driven by primal urges, by fears we cannot face, by desires that we dare not speak aloud. The key does not just open physical doors, it unlocks the shadows within. And once you see the shadow, you can never unsee it. It is said that the key knows you, even better than you know yourself. It seeks out your deepest secrets and opens the door to them, laying them bare for you to confront. Those who are strong enough may be able to close the door again, but most fall victim to the whispers and the shadows. Some have said that the key has its own will, that it chooses who will hold it and when. Those who are most vulnerable, most eager to understand its mysteries, are often the ones who are drawn to it. The key plays on the human desire for knowledge, for understanding, for answers. But it is a cruel teacher, for the more you seek, the less you truly know. And so the whispering key continues its endless journey, passing from hand to hand, from soul to soul. Its influence grows with each passing generation, and those who encounter it, whether they seek it out or stumble upon it by accident, are never the same. If you ever find yourself near Venice, if you ever walk along the canals of Murano, keep an eye out for the ruins of that forgotten monastery. They say the key is still hidden there, waiting for the next person to unearth it. But I warn you, do not go looking for it. The whispering key is not a treasure to be found. It is a curse to be avoided. The moment you seek it, you open the door to something that cannot be closed. Even now, as you read these words, there are those who are watching and waiting. Perhaps one of them has already found the key. Perhaps someone watching this very moment is already hearing the whispers. It is said that the key calls to those who are ready, those who are chosen to carry it. And once it calls, there is no turning back. But here's the most chilling truth of all. The whispering key does not just open doors between this world and the next. It opens doors to the parts of you that are best left untouched, the parts of you that you may not even know exist. And once the door is open, the whispers begin. So tonight, as you lay your head to rest, listen carefully. Do you hear a soft sound, like a breath on the wind? Do you hear a voice, distant and faint, calling your name? Look closely at the shadows in your room. Is there something, someone, standing just beyond your vision? Remember, not all doors are meant to be opened, and not all whispers are meant to be heard. Perhaps the most unsettling thought of all is this. When the whispering key calls to you, it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't care whether you are ready or not. It simply whispers, and you answer. You may not even know when you begin to hear the whispers. Perhaps you've heard them already, in moments of silence, in the quiet of your own thoughts. Maybe it's already begun. And if you do hear the whisper, what will you do? Will you open the door? Or will you walk away, leaving the key behind? Once you open the door, there is no turning back. Because the key doesn't just open doors. It opens the dark corridors of the mind. And in the end, it will leave you with only one question. What lies beyond the door you cannot see? That, my friend, is a question you may never want to answer. The true nature of the whispering key, beyond the theories and the haunted stories, is something few have dared to ponder. It's not merely a cursed object, nor just a link to otherworldly realms. The key, in its very essence, exists to reveal one thing above all: the fragility of the human mind. It is said that there are places in the world where the veil between dimensions is thin, where reality itself trembles. The key serves as a conduit to these places, but not in the way most would expect. It doesn't open a door to a physical place. It opens a door to the parts of ourselves that we hide from the world. To truly use the key is to confront the darker corners of your soul, where truths you've never been brave enough to face reside. Those who have been drawn to the key have often had one thing in common: an intense desire for knowledge, an obsession with uncovering the unknown. They may have been scholars, adventurers, or those simply seeking something to fill the empty void within themselves. The Whispering Key offers them everything they want, but it also offers them something more dangerous: the chance to discover their deepest fears and insecurities. Imagine standing before an invisible door. You cannot see it, but you feel it, calling to you from beyond your consciousness. The key offers you a chance to unlock that door, but be warned: what lies beyond is not something that can be easily undone. What happens when you open the door? What do you find? Some have tried to describe it in vague terms: a world of shadows, a void, a twisted reflection of reality. But none of these descriptions capture what truly awaits. Behind the door the Whispering Key opens, the truth is far more terrifying. Behind the door, the laws of nature cease to exist. Time bends and twists in ways that our minds are not equipped to comprehend. One may experience hours that stretch into years, or a moment that seems to last an eternity. Physical form may lose its meaning, as bodies feel alien, heavy, or weightless. But it is not just the environment that drives those who enter to madness. It is the creatures that reside there. No one knows for certain what they are. Some describe them as shadows, figures that flicker and change shape, like the distortion of light through a fog. Others speak of them as beings with faces twisted into expressions of torment, eyes that pierce into your very soul. There are whispers in that place, constant, maddening whispers, that speak in languages that cannot be understood. Some believe these are the voices of those who have already passed through the door, now lost and trapped in the realm beyond. Others think these voices are something else entirely, perhaps the echoes of the key itself, trying to draw those who hold it deeper into the darkness. Once you hear the whispers, once they reach your ears, there is no escaping them. The more you listen, the more you lose yourself to the void. The key has a way of eroding the boundaries between the physical world and the mental world, until you cannot tell where one ends and the other begins. The effects of the Whispering Key are not confined to the person who holds it. The key has been known to leave ripples in reality itself, affecting those around it in unpredictable ways. The people close to the holder, the ones who are unaware of the key's influence, often suffer the most. A man who had been casually exploring the ruins where the key was once found began to experience strange occurrences in his life. His family reported objects moving on their own, the walls of his home echoing with whispers that no one else could hear. Friends spoke of a chilling presence whenever he entered a room. Something just behind him, something watching from the shadows. At first, these were dismissed as coincidences, but as the man grew more obsessed with his discovery of the Whispering Key, his behavior became erratic. He would speak to himself, sometimes for hours, as if answering questions no one had asked. His wife found him once, staring at a wall, repeating the same words over and over. "The door is behind me. It's open now." The ripple effect of the key is subtle at first, small disturbances that seem insignificant. But once the seed is planted, the influence spreads. People around the key holder may begin to experience nightmares, hallucinations, and a growing sense of dread. These symptoms are often brushed off as coincidence or the result of stress. But for those who are sensitive to the supernatural, the presence of the key is unmistakable. As time passes and the key continues its journey through history, another strange phenomenon becomes apparent: the vanishing point. Those who hold the key for too long, those who truly delve into its power, seem to vanish from the world entirely. They disappear without a trace, leaving behind no clue as to what happened to them. Their belongings remain untouched. Their loved ones are left with questions, with no answers to be found. Some of these disappearances have been linked to the Whispering Key, but no one can say for certain what happens to those who hold it. In many ways, the vanishing point is the final phase of the key's curse. It is as if the key erases the person from existence, as if they are absorbed into whatever realm lies beyond the door. They become part of the key's history, another lost soul trapped in the space between worlds. Some say that the key, in its twisted sense of justice, demands a sacrifice. It takes the lives of those who are not worthy to wield its power, those who fail to understand its true purpose. In some cases, it seems to choose its victims at random. But in other cases, it appears to have a strange sense of timing, targeting those who are at the peak of their obsession or curiosity. The last warning, the one most often ignored, is simple. Once the key has chosen you, there is no escaping its grip. It does not matter how many times you try to rid yourself of it, how many times you attempt to lock it away. The key will find its way back into your life, just as it has done for centuries. Perhaps you will think that you can escape its pull by passing it on to someone else. Maybe you will bury it deep in the earth, hoping to sever the connection once and for all. But it is all in vain. The key is not bound by time, nor by place. It cannot be destroyed, nor can it be hidden forever. And if you are fortunate enough to live through its curse, to escape its final maddening grasp, you will find that the key has left its mark on you. It will be in your dreams, in your waking moments, a shadow at the edge of your vision, a whisper in your ear. Even after you think you've escaped it, the key remains. The question is, will you hear the whispers again? Will you feel that pull toward the door that cannot be seen? Now, as you read these words, consider this final question. What if you are not the one seeking the key? What if the key has been watching you all along? Perhaps you felt it? A fleeting thought, a momentary feeling of unease. Perhaps it was just a shadow at the corner of your vision, or a soft whisper in the back of your mind. Perhaps it was nothing at all. Or perhaps the key has already chosen you. If you hear a whisper tonight or see something move in the shadows of your room, you will know the truth. Because the Whispering Key isn't a tale of the past. It is a tale of the present, of you, and the door that waits just beyond your reach. And the key? It's waiting for you to find it.